What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today I'm going to be bringing you my review of Kunwu Tao Compact. Let's get into it. What we'll be doing today is we're going to run through some knife specs. We're going to do some size comparisons for this knife, and then we're going to jump into my thoughts and impressions for the compact version of the Tao. So let's jump into the specs first. It has a 3.07 inch LMAX blade, heat treat, 60 to 62 HRC. Nice job, Kunwu. Handle, 4.41 inch titanium handles, overall length 7.48 inches, and claimed weight is 63 ounces. 3.63 ounces. I can't even read my handwriting. So, yep, 3.63 coming in right on the money. I've noticed that with all the Kunwus that I have reviewed personally, they are coming in right at that weight that they advertise. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons, give you an idea of the size of this knife. First, we're going to start with the Demco AD 20.5. You can see right in line with that. Great EDC size. And then we're going to bring out the Spyderco Shaman. As you can see, the Shaman is just much larger. Moving along to the next size reference, we're going to grab the Benchmade Bug Out. Again, right in line with that Tao Compact. And then we'll go ahead and bring the SIG K320 made by Hogue out here. As you can see, just larger than that Compact. All right, moving along with the size reference, we're going to go ahead and bring out a couple of budget-friendly knives, just in case that helps you from a frame of reference. We're going to bring out the Elementum 2 button lock here from Civivi, and we're going to bring out the Praxis. As you can see here, kind of in between, right? A little bit larger, but still closer, I think, to the Elementum 2, and it is not nearly the size of the Praxis. We're going to leave these two out here. We're going to do the thickness profiles real quick so you can see how thin or thick the knife is, and hopefully you get an idea of how that's going to carry in pocket and or feel in hand. You can see it's a little bit thinner. I'm going to say it's a little bit thinner than the Elementum 2. We're going to go ahead and bring out the Bug Out, and the Bug Out is definitely going to be thinner, and I think you'll see that is the case with the Demco AD 20.5. You can see here the contouring probably makes it look like it's close, but it's actually more like that when I actually am using the actual flat part of the scales. Let's go ahead and jump into this knife. So first, I do want to talk a little bit about why I picked it up. I had the bigger brother, the Kunwu, so I wanted to bring these out here so you can get an idea just how much smaller the Compact is. And really, it just thins it down a little bit, and it brings the blade back to nearly 3 inches. The reason I wanted that, though, is because it does have the reversible pocket clip on it, and it is reversible here, but you get the wire pocket clip. So for me, office carry and things like that, because I do occasionally go into the office a couple days a week, sometimes 3 days a week, this one here is a little bit better for me with my loadout for office carry, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to pick it up. So let's jump into the actual review of the knife, and then we'll circle back to that here in a minute. So you have nice lockup on the knife, good lock bar access because of the fact that they did chamfer it here. You can get in there, but it is a little bit tight for the larger hands. I found for me that it's actually easier just to kind of lay my finger on top of it and then go that way. The flipper tab still works really good light switching. You just got to remember to move past the actual frame, same like you do on the Tao, to make sure that it doesn't hit your finger. And the jimping for the front flip works really good, and because it's smaller, it's actually really easy to do the side index flip. This one's still breaking in a little bit. I didn't wait as long for a review on this one because I'm so familiar with Kunwu and I've had that Tao for a long time. But I have had this for at least a couple weeks and carried it like 3 or 4 times, and I already knew what my thoughts were on this. So it's a great size for that office carry. It does allow me, when I use the back part of the scallop section here for my middle finger, for me to put all 4 fingers on there. If I slide back and I divide the space, I still have plenty of room, but I can really snug up to that blade's edge. It has a nice thin flat grind. It works really, really well. Super, super, super thin and slicey. The full-size towel definitely feels a little bit thicker after handling this one and cutting with this one. So there is a little bit of a difference there. You do have a nice finish on the blade that is really beautifully done. And again, here you can see the LMAX, you can see the towel, and I guess that's the model number, I think, on there, but it looks like a belt satin finish to me, the way that it's going across there. They give you a little Timascus for the pivot collar. They gave you the same milling that you find on the towel all across the bottom, which is a nice touch. And then you have this orange peel texturing on it that really does help with the grip. It doesn't feel quite so slick, especially with the finish, but it's not powdery. And then they gave you the anodized barrel back here, and then I like the wire pocket clip on this knife so much better. Really, really, really nice. This is a super easy knife to disassemble. T8, T6s, and you're done, right? Take it out, take it apart, and then you're on your way. Now, I haven't taken this one apart to see if this one also is on multi-row bearings, but it is really smooth. It is not quite fall shut or as shake shut as the full-size one, but I think that has to do with the weight of the blade being lighter on this one. And they give you plenty of space here to operate this with the left hand as well, and it works really well whether you're using the flipper tab or the flipper. I mean, I love this design. This reminds me a little bit of Vero's, where they hide that flipper tab in there, so you got a nice clean profile in the closed position. I think that looks superb. Really, really, really nice. Now, instead of alternative recommendations, I've talked about all the performance things on this knife that I think are important. Good ergos, very comfortable in hand, nice lock bar access, good lockup, no stick, no side-to-side play or up and down play. I've checked it multiple times just to make sure, and most Kunwus, they come nice and snug in the pivot anyway, so it has not come apart. But instead of alternative recommendations, I just kind of wanted to talk to some of the things that I carry that are similar to this. So I do have the Devo Knives Mash, which I think lines up very similarly in size. Now, as far as the functionality, I think this Wharncliffe style blade is a little bit more friendly from a utility perspective, but for EDC task, this drop point is really, really nice. Another one that's around this size that I like to carry for an office carry is going to be the Penguin Plus that you see here. That's really nice for office carry. I do like that one a lot. Another one that I really love, especially because it's sentimental to me, is the Benchmade Bug Out with the titanium scales that my wife got me. Those are really, really nice scales. They hugely improve the way the knife feels and acts in hand. Now, some other office carries that are a little bit more fun that I'm going to bring out here are going to be the 80-20.5 with the fat carbon scales, but also the 80-20.5 clip point that I have here with the OG scales on them. Roughly about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger. You have a little bit more here on that clip point variant, a little bit longer and a little bit more weight, honestly, with this one. I don't know if it's because, no, they're milled out, but I think this one has full steel liners, whereas this is just the titanium with the lock bar insert, because this definitely feels more weighty in hand, whether you like that or not. Just a couple more really quick ones, and I would probably say these three are probably more office carry knives. You'll probably see them more in my hand on the weekday, and man, that detent is stout. These three are probably like my main carry to the office type knives, whereas the ones that I showed before this kind of flex. Like I'll carry them outside the office, but I will also sometimes carry them into the office, whereas these three for me are more like that office style carry. But the reason I wanted to bring these out here is because both of these are well over the price point that you're getting for the Compact. This was on sale recently, I think for under $200. I think $199, maybe $180, somewhere in there, which is a really good deal for what you're getting from this knife and the build quality on this. And if it has the multi-row bearings, I'll do the disassembly later so that you guys can see if it does. That's even better. Ceramic bearings. Those multi-row ceramic bearings on the full-size towel are really good, and they have broken in nicely. This is going to be carried a lot more into the office, like those other two that were out here a little while ago. That was the Hyphen and the Mini Tempest. I don't think I named them. Hopefully you knew that, but apologies if you didn't. The Mini Tempest was the one by Sharp by Design here with the fat carbon. Those come in batches. They're not as readily available, and then the high fin seems to be coming back into stock pretty regularly. That one's from Wee Knives, but it's a cool knife, right? If you want something this size for EDC, you like something a little bit smaller, or you need something for the office and you want something a little nice that isn't going to break the bank, this is a really good option. Really well done from Kunwu. Again, really enjoying it. I love the clean lines on it, super low profile, nothing jumping out, just super clean, and I think very unassuming if you need something like that for the office. But I hope this video helped you, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. If not, totally understand. Thanks to everyone out there that does leave the likes, comments, and is subscribed. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.